My girlfriend, 37F, mocked about my 24M biggest insecurity to her friends. After I approached her, she shut my feelings down and said I shouldn't have been embarrassed. I've been dating my girlfriend for 8 months. Last night was the first time I really met her friends and sat down to talk with them. Dinner was going good and everything was going fine until my girlfriend made an insensitive joke. I have 2 different types of shoulders. My left one is very slanted and slim while my right one has some muscle and it toned. My left arm has a weak time catching up to my right one. But I recently started working out more on my left arm. Context: before, her friend was talking about dating someone with lymphedema. The joke she made, I mean give it a chance, with arms, I didn't know if I was having sex with a little boy or a man. She kissed me after and then they all laughed. I was mortified. I didn't listen to the rest of the dinner, I wanted to melt right there. She knows that I'm insecure about my arms and how much shit I got for it all my life. I shut down whenever I'm feeling that kind of way. We eventually left. We went to her house first, and I approached her about it. She told me that I should embrace my body and accept who I was. That still didn't give her a right to embarrass me in front of others. I went home and have basically been thinking about it all day. I think it was a rude/weird comparison, comparing me to a little boy. She's usually not like this, I don't know why she would say this. You are right to feel hurt. Embracing your body is not the same as being cool with becoming the butt of cruel jokes. Your GF sounds terrible, and I would be remiss not to mention a common sentiment from this sub when there is an age difference like yours. You are in different stages in life, and the power dynamic is unbalanced. That may be why she is so cavalierly cruel. It is also often said in this sub that and so of her own age would not tolerate that crap. You shouldn't either. You are in different stages in life, and the power dynamic is unbalanced. This plus our personalities. I'm pretty timid and to myself why she's very bold and outspoken. God knows what she tells them when you aren't there. Move on. She's appalling. 37-year-old person dating a 24-year-old. Control must be part of the dynamic. I feel my feelings were dismissed and still feel very insecure about my body. As my partner I would expect more support and will have to think about our relationship. At this time I feel that was toxic and we need to take some time off. Thanks a lot for giving me something to guide with, it's very appreciated. Dude, she's almost 40 and acting like an immature teenager. Find someone your own age to date and who isn't so insensitive. Presumably why she's dating someone half her age, right? Me, 17F, and my stepdad, 48M. Hey guys. So this is my first post on Reddit and while I'm super happy to be here, I need some good advice. Quick background, when I was 5 my mom remarried and my bio dad died. I call my stepdad dad. At first he was fine but then he started to get aggressive with me and my sister. He would dump 5-gallon buckets of water on us when we didn't get up on time. Or he would make us get in the ice cold shower fully clothed, then after being soaked he would make us go outside and do chores without changing. One of the worst things was dragging us out of bed and throwing us in the pig trough in the winter, then making us do our outside chores. All these were different punishments for not getting up on time. Anyways, not super nice. After 3 suicide attempts around the age of 12 to 13, I reported him DCFS, but even after 3 years of them butting in our life he hasn't ever really changed. So now I am getting ready to move out of my parents' house either by the 1st of the summer or near the end. But the problem is that my dad wants to control everything. Now when I was younger he was abusive, both physically and emotionally, like telling me I was a piece of shit or that I wouldn't amount to anything. Well, my mom is working with my grandparents to help, so I'm not super worried. Anyways, my problem is I'm leaving but I'm worried about my sister who is my full bio sister. My dad can get really aggressive with his words. So how do I help my sister feel safe while I'm down in St. George? Call 911 next time he throws you in the pig trough. He doesn't physically abuse us anymore. Now it's more emotional and mental. Keep reporting/calling 911 or even videotaping any sort of abuse. Start building a paper trail on him. Hopefully DCFS will start taking this situation more seriously. Same with the police. Something my mom would do to protect my uncle when she moved out while he was still unable to was, she would stop by every week and would take him out and he'd stay with her for a day to get him away at least for a little bit so he could get some relief from my grandma. Can your sister stay with your grandparents? And what's your mother say about any of this? This shit is not normal, even if he was your biological father. My grandparents only live a mile-ish away from us, so that doesn't really help her. My mom is kinda in the same situation. He is rude and doesn't listen to her. She has talked about divorcing him, but he just does the deathbed repentance thing and never actually changes. Hey, so I have a similar situation, but in this case is my biological mom. I also have the same concern about leaving my younger brothers behind and experiencing the same abuse as me. It will definitely be deliberating to leave that place, but make sure you let your younger sister know that you are there for her 24/7 and have constant communication throughout the day, week, etc. Let her know that she is not alone. If your stepdad does anything crazy again, please contact the authorities. I know it might be hard, but it will be better for you, your sister, and your mother. Talking to your grandparent would also be a good idea to see if they could take her in, but if that is not possible, then it is completely understandable. Well, and I'm kinda worried about my half-siblings. Normally he is fine with them, but lately he's been getting aggressive them as well. Nothing physical, but yelling at a kid for being slow as molasses is not okay. He said that to my 7-year-old sister. My ex wants my kids in daycare more. I split with my ex over a year ago. We had 2 kids. I've always hated daycare, so I tried my best to avoid it during our relationship. After we split, we went 50-50 custody on the kids. I ended up cutting my work hours to avoid daycare. Instead, I take them on hikes, to parks, and plan a bunch of activities for them. But with cut work hours means she gets less child support. She has a full-time job, and says I should be working more to increase my income enough to have to pay her. Right now our incomes are about equal. However, if I work full-time, she would get approximately $700 per month. But given that, they would spend about twice as much time in daycare. Right now it is only about 30 to 34 hours per week. If we were both at it full-time, it would be about 46 to 50 hours per week. I am currently torn as to what is better for my kids. On one hand, they had one hell of a year with me. We went camping multiple times, went on many little trips to lakes, COVID-friendly stuff, went on hikes, went to waterfalls, went on many bike rides, etc. I don't need to work more. I don't care for money that much. As long as I have food and clothes, I find working more to have diminishing happiness returns after my essentials are taken care of. I have done the 40 to 60 hour week thing, and I was very unhappy. I really don't understand how working that much is the norm, all for shiny vehicles, etc. I don't care for any of it. On the other hand, with more money I would be able to buy them more stuff. My ex would have more money too. I am already saving money for college, but I would be able to save more. I could also put more into retirement savings. So there are financial benefits to it, but to me personally it isn't worth it. To my kids though, I am not sure. My ex isn't struggling. She lives in a nicer place than me with her new boyfriend. My kids even comment about it. She just says she has no ability to save at the moment. She says her boyfriend's income has nothing to do with my obligation to work more. She is currently taking me to trial to get an order for me to work full-time and have the children in full-time daycare. I am fighting it with everything I got, as I love spending extra time with my kids and don't share the same belief as her that daycare isn't that bad. I hated daycare when I was young. I am at a bit of a crossroads since this is a fairly big deal for the kids. Not just me working, but the whole court thing. It is 100% guaranteed my ex will follow through till the bitter end. Even if I win, I am not sure if the entire trial thing will be good for them. I also have to balance whether or not going to trial is good for us as a family unit, or if I should just give in. Anyway, some advice would be nice. What would other people do in my situation? Thanks. Bless your soul, you're an amazing parent and I think you're doing the absolute best thing for yourself and your children. I'm not a mother, I'm a 26-year-old who wished my parents chose me over work more though. Your kids will remember the camping trips, and time you spent with them, far more than anything extra hours at work can buy them. Your ex seems quite inconsiderate to me with her choosing money over you spending time with both your children, and you mention she's well off. What the double hockey stick? You financing her savings or lifestyle is not what child support is for, it's child support. I hope you continue doing what you're doing, and if you go to court the judge sides with you. You're an amazing parent, heart. As a preschool teacher who values everything a good quality preschool can give children, I say don't do it. Time they spend with you now, especially since you are taking them outside and experiencing things, as opposed to plopping them in front of a TV, is extremely valuable, and limited. Soon enough they will be in school all day, and you can decide then if you want to work more or not. I don't quite understand how she has a legal standing to require you to work more, when all the needs of everyone are being met. But I still lean towards fighting the legal battle, and keeping your kids experiencing life. You aren't together anymore, but she's still trying to control you just so she can get more money out of you. What's better for your kids? Spending more time with their dad or spending time in daycare? Give your ex whatever amount of money that you can. She has no right asking for more or demanding you work more hours. To go along with this, if she's stating that it is specifically to pay her, then I'd be trying to keep some physical evidence or proof of that statement. You're not paying her so that she can use the money on her. That child support is supposed to provide for the needs of the children. My answer is purely based on the assumption that your kids are young, like 3 to 5 year olds. 1. Daycare isn't bad regardless if you hated it or loved it. That's how young children learn to socialize on their own, and it's not something you want them to experience for the first time when they start school. Now, with that being said, the 30 to 35 hours a week cover that, so it won't really benefit them more than spending quality time with you. 2. Your ex's ability to save is not your responsibility, especially when you take care of your kids for longer periods of time, meaning you lift some of the expenses on her side up. 3. It's good to set up some saving plan for college, but keep in mind your kids are starting school in a few years and you won't have as much time with them as you do now. That's where you can focus on earning more. If it was me personally, I would spend as much time with my kids as I can when they are little, because that's not something you are ever getting back. Once they're at an age where school is compulsory, you can start thinking about working more. Until then, enjoy the time you can spend with them. They may not remember much, but that doesn't make the time any less valuable. This will be very important in their development to curious humans.